Hi, my name is Paul Salinger. I am a Vice President of Marketing at Oracle. I am also the Acting President of the Green Meeting Industry Council Board of Directors. One of the roles that I have at Oracle is to champion and lead our efforts around sustainability and green meetings. So one of the biggest questions that I always get asked is, how do I actually get started? What are the steps that I should take to start doing green meetings? And there's a couple of different ways that you can look at this. You can take some very simple tactical steps, which is how a lot of people get started. Start eliminating bottled water, start reducing the amount of paper that you use in your meetings, start cutting down on your energy, start thinking about recycling and your waste diversion. All very simple things to do. We actually have a set of 16 minimum guidelines that we use at Oracle for the majority of our meetings that take into account some of those very simple things. But in reality, to get really started with green meetings, there's a couple of steps that you should probably take. One of them is to think about what is it that we're actually trying to accomplish. Much like you do with your event planning in general, if you start to think about what it is you're trying to accomplish, that can lead you then to think about what's our vision for running a green meeting or being sustainable in the way that we operate our meeting practices. And then you start with writing a sustainability policy. There's a number of building blocks that you take into account when writing a sustainability policy. Everything from vision to the principles, to the issues that you have at hand, to what stakeholders that you have to engage, to what it is that you have control over or can influence, to writing really good objectives and really good targets about what you want to measure. Because measurement is a critical piece of getting started with event planning, just in general, and with sustainability comes into play as well. So write a sustainability policy, then think about how you actually do engage those stakeholders and bring them into the process. And then you can take advantage of the Apex ASTM standards to tactically operationalize what it is that you've set out as a vision. And then do measure what you want to do so that you can keep track of your data, whether it's a single event that you're doing just on a one-off basis, or if you have a recurring event, you can then track your progress. But you can always track your progress and have continuous improvement across what you're doing. So again, coming back to how do you get started doing green meetings? Two ways. Take a very process-oriented approach and write a sustainability policy, and then think about how you're going to operationalize that, or just start doing some very simple things like eliminating bottled water and reducing your paper and those kinds of things. The reality is that just start doing something, because the more that you do, the more impact it has across the board. If every event did just one or two things, we could start to make a lot of very impactful improvement across the entire industry. So get started with your green meetings today. Thanks very much for listening.